Forget boring textbooks. Science is full of crazy, fun, and unbelievable facts. Let's dive in. Invisible to the naked eye, the human body emits a small amount of light. It's called bioluminescence, and it's so faint we can't see it without special instruments. So in a way, we glow in the dark. Your body has enough iron to make a 3-inch nail. This iron helps carry oxygen in your blood, keeping you alive. Without it, you'd feel weak and tired. So while you won't turn into a nail, iron is essential. Macaque monkeys have the vocal anatomy capable of producing clearly intelligible human speech, but research shows they lack the necessary brain circuitry to actually produce it. Gasoline or petrol has a shelf life of 3 to 6 months when stored properly. Over time, it degrades due to oxidation and evaporation, making it less effective for engines. A galactic year is the time it takes for the Sun to complete one orbit around the Milky Way center, about 225 million years. The solar system moves at 230 kilometers per second, roughly 1/1300th the speed of light. Don Juan Pond in Antarctica has a salinity of 45.8%, making it extremely salty. This high salt content lowers its freezing point to minus 50 degrees Celsius, enabling the pond to remain in liquid form. Colobopsis explodens is an ant found in Southeast Asia. When under attack, some worker ants explode to protect their colony. Their bodies release a sticky, toxic goo that can hurt or kill the enemy. A googolplex is 10 to the power of a googol, which is 10 to the power of 100, or 1 followed by 10 to the power of 100 zeros. It's so large it can't be written out fully in the universe. The pH scale was created in 1909 by Danish chemist Søren Sørensen. It measures the acidity or alkalinity of a substance, ranging from 0 to 14. Sørensen's invention has become fundamental in chemistry, biology, and environmental science today. If you yelled nonstop for 8 years, 7 months, and 6 days, you would only produce enough sound energy to heat up a single cup of coffee. The Vaal River Mine is a large mine in northern South Africa. It holds one of the largest uranium reserves in the country, with about 379 million tons of mineral ores, containing 0.0076% uranium. Icing isn't just for decoration or taste. It also helps preserve baked goods by sealing in moisture. This protective layer keeps cakes fresh longer, preventing them from drying out, in addition to enhancing their flavor and visual appeal. A transplanted liver can regenerate and adapt to its new body, often growing or shrinking to fit the recipient. In some cases, a partial liver transplant from a living donor can regrow into a fully functioning organ for both donor and recipient. The year 2025 is a perfect square year, 45 to the power of 2. The last perfect square year was 1936, 44 to the power of 2, and the next will be 2116, 46 to the power of 2. Perfect square years occur when the year's square root is a whole number. The James Webb Space Telescope's mirrors took 9 years to manufacture, beginning with blanks in 2004. All segments arrived at Goddard by 2013 and were stored in a clean room until installation was completed in 2016. Albatrosses travel vast distances, up to 1,000 kilometers per day, using dynamic soaring and slope soaring. These techniques let them glide efficiently by harnessing wind energy and rising air over ocean waves, requiring minimal wing flapping for long-distance flight. The white edge of brie cheese is an edible rind formed by Penicillium candida mold, which helps ripen the cheese, adds an earthy flavor, and protects the soft interior during aging. A rainbow forms when sunlight is refracted, reflected, and dispersed through water droplets in the atmosphere. This process splits light into its visible spectrum, creating a range of colors. The sun's angle and droplet size affect its intensity and clarity. Even if both engines stop working, a plane won't just fall from the sky. From 35,000 feet, it can glide about 100 miles, giving pilots time to find a safe place to land. A lava lamp works by heating a special wax inside a glass vessel with an incandescent light bulb. The heat reduces the wax's density, making it rise. As it cools, the wax loses buoyancy and falls, creating a flowing cycle. A 53-year-old woman with a lung transplant from a donor who had a peanut allergy experienced acute respiratory failure 2 weeks later after eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. The tree of 40 fruit is a unique, multi-fruit tree created through grafting, where different stone fruit varieties, such as peaches, plums, and cherries, are grafted onto a single tree, resulting in over 40 different fruits. The last time all humans were on Earth simultaneously was October 31st, 2000. Since then, there has always been at least one astronaut in space, marking the continuous human presence beyond Earth. If a helicopter's engine fails, it doesn't just drop from the sky. It can perform auto-rotation, where air rushing upward through the spinning rotor blades allows the pilot to control a safe landing. Weather balloons are launched twice daily, at the exact same time worldwide, midnight and 12 o'clock Universal Time coordinated, to collect vital atmospheric data for global forecasting models. Over 900 stations participate in this effort. A Frenchman named Michel Lotito ate an entire airplane over 2 years. He had a condition called pica, which made him crave non-food items like metal and rubber. Remarkably, he didn't suffer any harm. Engineers at Purdue University developed the world's whitest paint, reflecting 98.1% of sunlight. This breakthrough paint could reduce air conditioning use, with just 0.5 to 1% global coverage, potentially reversing climate change effects by cooling cities and buildings naturally. The North Pole has no time zone because all lines of longitude converge there. Since every direction points south, its longitude can be any value, allowing any time zone to be used depending on the needs of those present. The mirrors on the James Webb Space Telescope are so smooth that if you were to stretch one of them out to the size of the entire United States, the tallest bump would be no more than 2 inches. In 2007, a 53-year-old woman died from a stroke, and her organs were donated to 4 people. All of them later developed breast cancer, with 3 dying from it. The donor had undiagnosed breast cancer when she passed. Modern smartphones have over 5,000 times the processing power of the world's fastest supercomputer from the 1980s, showing just how far technology has advanced in just a few decades. A geomagnetic reversal occurs when Earth's magnetic north and south poles switch places. Throughout history, the magnetic field has alternated between normal and reverse polarity, with each period known as a chron. A single gram of DNA can hold an incredible 700 terabytes of data. Imagine storing the entire world's information in just a speck of genetic material. Scientists at the Allen Telescope Array keep champagne in their fridge, ready to celebrate if they ever discover signs of extraterrestrial life. Yellowstone contains half of the world's known geothermal features, with over 10,000 examples, including the planet's largest concentration of geysers, housing more than 300, about 2/3 of all known geysers. Rubies and sapphires are actually the same gemstone. Both are forms of corundum. When the stone is red, it's called a ruby. In any other color, it's known as a sapphire, even multicolored ones. During hibernation, Arctic ground squirrels' core body temperature drops to -2.9 degrees Celsius, and their heart rate slows to just 1 beat per minute, allowing them to survive harsh winter conditions. Metal whiskering is when metals and electrical devices grow tiny hair-like projections over time, sometimes bridging solder pads and causing short circuits, a quirky but serious problem in electronics. Nobel disease, or Nobelitis, refers to Nobel Prize winners embracing strange or unscientific ideas later in life. believing their expertise extends beyond their field, often leading to controversial or debunked claims. Eye stalk ablation, the removal of one or both eye stalks, is commonly performed on female shrimp in breeding facilities to trigger ovarian development and encourage spawning for reproduction purposes. A hippopotamus secretes a natural sunscreen from subdermal glands. This clear fluid turns red, then brown, acting as both sunblock and antimicrobial layer, protecting the animal's skin from sun and infection. The Boötes void, also called the Great Nothing, is a huge empty space in the sky near the Boötes constellation. It has only 60 galaxies, even though there should be around 2,000 galaxies in such a large area. Soda stored in plastic bottles loses 1.5% to 2% of its carbonation each week due to carbon dioxide permeating through the polyethylene terephthalate, or PET, causing the drink to gradually lose its fizz. The Year 2038 problem, or Y2K38, is a computer bug where systems using 32-bit time will overflow on January 19, 2038, potentially causing software crashes and data errors worldwide if left unaddressed. George Boole, the founder of Boolean logic, died in 1864 after developing pneumonia from walking in cold rain. His wife's cold water treatment worsened his condition, ultimately leading to his death. Arteries and veins are blood vessels with distinct roles. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood from the heart under high pressure with thick walls, while veins return oxygen-poor blood using thinner walls and valves. Botanically, watermelons are berries called peepos because they develop from a single ovary and have a fleshy interior with a tough rind. Surprisingly, this makes them closer to cucumbers than typical berries. In 1689, Gottfried Leibniz invented the binary system, using only 0 and 1, believing it symbolized divine creation and could express all logic and arithmetic in its simplest form. The Saharan silver ant is the world's fastest ant, reaching 855 millimeters per second or 3.1 kilometers per hour. It covers 108 times its body length per second, similar to a human running at 720 kilometers per hour. Scientists estimate the next civilization-threatening volcanic eruption may occur in about 17,000 years, blasting an astonishing 1 teraton, that's 1 trillion tons, of pyroclastic material into the atmosphere. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. Or check out the playlist on your screen for more facts. See you next time.